Hey folks, welcome back with a restoration couple, Tim and Joe. And today we are finally getting to the closing line, the finishing line on the kitchen. We've got a worktop, James is in, sorting out the electrics, which means
It might be functional.
we might have a functioning kitchen by the end of the day. Right, bit by bit I'm getting there with the sink, drainage for the kitchen. Craig's here as well, which is quite handy because you're trying to line up the waste to go through the wall, drilling from both sides, all sorts of awkward things. So I've bed these ones down on silicone. Basically they give you a little gasket jobby for the top, but these are quite flat, the top surface of these wastes, so they're not actually shaped in the same way as the ceramic. So I put a really decent bed of silicone there, and now I'm just tooling that off to give us a nice clean finish all the way around. So underneath here, these two are now in place. We've done a dry fit of everything. This will now go back up on there, and then we're ready to drop the waste down through underneath the cabinets and out the wall.
Now the next job is the bit where it can all go horribly wrong. This is a reversible sink. That means it can be turned to face left or right with the draining board, and therefore the hole is not pre-drilled or pre-punched. They give you a nice little sticker to indicate where the weak spot is, but you still have to take a metal tool and whack it. So little by little I'm nibbling away at the edge of this sticker, and I've already looked underneath so I can see where it's slightly thinner, but even so I did find that this sticker was about 5mm off, so don't always trust the sticker. Try and pick a sensible point to have a nibble at, and then you can work out if you're on track or not.
Get your taps out. Oh, it's a weighted thing, isn't it? Because you've got a slinky hose there. So about 2 or 3mm on both sides. Easy mistake.
I think that's...
So when I turn, I'm turning you. Did I hear a crack?
No, it's the spring on there.
Right, so today we're getting in the panels in the bathroom. As you can hear, we're busy kind of tidying up before we do it. We're going to be bonding these two onto the wall, and then at that point we can run all of our pipes on the inside of it rather than cutting lots of holes. I've marked up where the studs are, so we should be able to just fix nice and neatly underneath the bath.
On the line. Do normal people put this in when there's nothing in the room?
Yeah, probably. We could. Well, it's not all going to plan today. We've had a kitchen tap that we fit last night, which is terrible. Now I'm trying to fit the basin in the bathroom, but the only 2 or 3 traps that I happen to have are all 32mm, and all my pipe is 40mm. So we're going to have a little rummage in the barn. While Craig's having a look up there, I'm going to fit these handles because I just need a little win. can see behind me we've also slid in these bath panels. They're in dry at the moment. They slot together really nicely. The only problem is until... Well, the shower isn't here yet, but I do know the sensors. The only issue is, because I've only got a 25mm void here, I need to use 2 elbows to come through in copper. That elbow, the only way to do it is to solder that, and I cannot find my blowtorch anywhere. I've got everything else I need, the pipe, the elbows, but I can't really do that. While I carry on with that, let me first show you what's the issue with the kitchen sink tap, because, well, let me show you. Punch the hole through, fit everything, really nice, solid, absolutely pucker job. Then we came to have a little play, and you pull out this for your little hosey, which Joe was keen on doing. That's fine. Usually these are weighted, so there's a counterweight which holds down, and then as you let go it goes back in. This company tried to be clever and instead have wrapped a spring around their braided hose. This hose clicks back up into the mixer, so this is your mixed supply coming out of the tap when you want to use the nozzle, and it just simply does not retract on its own. The spring you can't adjust. The customer service was just, I mean, the technical department sounded like they'd never heard of their own model tap. So I'm not quite sure if anything's meant to happen there, but it's certainly not doing what it should do. If I pull on it, you can see that it retracts. So, I mean, even if it didn't go up like straight away, I'd expect that the spring would at least do something and hold it up. What actually happens is you pull it out, you use it, and even if you had to go to the extent of pushing back up yourself, there's nothing there. It looks like something is meant to sit in that groove, like a ball bearing, but there isn't. There's a plastic washer, there's a button here, but that doesn't have anything on the inside of it, and there's no magnet. A lot of them have magnets, so a bit of a loss. Toolstation, we bought it through Toolstation, but of course it's not stocked by Toolstation, so we have to deal with the company, and I don't know, Joe's on it. We're going to send it back, find another one. And if we did ever get one of these again, or if anyone else was getting one of these, I would suggest finding one of the ones that has the weight. You need more space inside the cupboard. I guess you almost want to box in that corner so it never gets snagged, but they work. If you go in store and try them, they always pull up on their own, whereas this spring idea is catastrophic. Finally, it's kind of going to plan. So we found some 32mm pipe up in the barn. Well done me for hoarding that. So our trap options for here, I wanted to put an air admittance valve on just because it makes sense to do it. No gurglies. So I had this one, which was in the toolbox already. Never been used, but nice and simple. But I also had one of these left and I've ordered another one. I've used these in the last house. They're actually quite smart. They're tiny, they're compact, they're easy to clear out. They're full of air. Not my hair, but this one's a 32, but again, just a little simple, I don't know, it's just they seem well designed. I think this one's a telescopic as well. So you can pull that out and adjust it as needed to fit in the sink. I think they're about £7 or £8. And this here is the air admittance, so again, it does the same idea. I think it must just have a little diaphragm or something in it. So the tap's all tightened up there. We just want to give it a little tweak. Just tighten up those two and just pull it down nice and tight. It's got its own rubber seal here. I haven't bothered putting any silicone in this time because I was trustworthy of that seal and it was a nice flat surface it was going on. This ain't ever coming off.
You definitely put everything behind it that you need.
First panel's now stuck on. Didn't use multi-stick, went with a sanitary silicone in the end, but I think that'll bond it just fine. We've put some screws just in the tongue here. We'll dry fit the next one to make sure it covers that fine first. And then all I've done is put a few screws in on an angle at the top just to make sure it holds it in. But it seems like we've got it nice and tightly against those studs. Silicone everywhere, ready to get this next panel on. I've also run a bead inside the join. I've just got to hope that it doesn't squeeze out too much because it's obviously white and I didn't want to use up the grey that we've got because the grey will be for the visible corners. The rest of it, we're going to put it in and then just shift it along the last little bit. Right, first job today, back on the plumbing, and it's time to undo a mistake. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. We've basically got this soil pipe that runs in from the small toilet in the utility room, comes through here and goes out through the external wall. So the plan is to use a strap-on boss to go into here. You can see Dad had drilled a 40mm hole here to bring the waste through from the washing machine. This is all hidden under the bath, and it's going to come down and go into the strap-on boss. Problem is, he was making such good progress, he just buzzed a 40mm hole in the pipe here, and of course we need a bigger hole than that. Although it's a 40mm pipe that's coming through the wall and going in, it's actually a bigger hole that we need here because the strap-on boss needs a bigger hole to glue into and to seal. So I need to make this hole bigger, but if you've ever tried to make a existing hole bigger, unless it's a normal auger bit, we're going to have some problems. So there's no way I can centre this correct size bit over that hole and not have it jump around. So we need to think outside the box a little bit, and what I've done with wood in the past is to make a template. Apologies for the poor lighting, we are basically underneath the bath here. So I've got an off-cut pipe, same type, normal 110 pipe. I'm going to drill through with my correct bit now. So that's the actual hole we need. I'll grab a strap-on boss now to show you what it looks like. The way that we're going to add a smaller waste pipe into it is we use a strap-on boss, which looks like that. Unfortunately, they only add it in black. And this will be solvent welded on anyway to give us a good seal. And it will go round. So this is how you would join into an existing stack on the outside wall or something like that. And the back of this section here has a raised socket or spigot that kind of sits inside this hole, hence why we have to have that hole a particular size. So now we've got that correct, that will sit in and it creates a really tight seal there, and we click it shut on the back like that, and by the time that's all glued up it's nice and secure. Into here we put an insert corresponding with our pipe. So you've got two options. One is these rubber ones that seal. This is a 32mm insert. So you would push that in there with a bit of lube. Well, no, you should go in without. And then you would insert your pipe into there. It's a really tight fit, and that's all you would need to do. The other option is a glue-in one, which is what we've ended up with because that's all they had in stock. So that will be solvent welded into there. And then our pipe, once it comes through the wall and it's elbowed in, will glue in like so. And that gives a completely sealed entrance into our existing soil pipe run here. We need to somehow get this to sit over that hole. So let's see if we can slot this over the pipe. Like that. No, I'm going to have to move that clip. With any luck, our boss will go there. Glue on nice and tight. Seal to the pipe. And we can sort out this little run that comes down.
I can't believe you plugged it in already.
Yeah, it's all plumbed in.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Oh, it's not working yet. Someone made it live, but go on then. Big reveal. Some batteries running low.
Rhoda, you ready? You said you wanted yellow, didn't you?
Did I?
Yes.
There's more yellow in the building. Didn't necessarily mean a kitchen
I
tap.
gave you this option because I said.
I just
"Ooh."
wanted a
said
solution.
it looked really good with the blue, was the copper.
Yeah.